What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys for joining me each and every time you guys decide to join me. Exhaust, how to pick that perfect exhaust, how to figure out sound, power, or just looks. I got all that coming up in this video. Just stick around. Get yourself something to drink, get yourself something to eat, and get your credit card ready. All right, guys? I'll be back in a second. All right, guys. Let me tell you this way. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional, guys. I've seen enough on a dyno. I've, weighed all the options, and I've gone through a few exhausts myself. So I do know a little bit that I could kind of share with you guys to maybe help you along your way. So let's get into it. If you're the guy who wants a slip-on, you just want sound, you really don't care too much performance, you want, when you start it sounds good, and when you're cruising down the road, you want people to hear you. Now, I know they say all the time, the louder the better, but you're the one riding that bike, so when you're on highway speeds, you gotta hear that sound as well. And even if you're coming down your own street in your neighborhood, you gotta hear that sound. So take that into consideration. Now, let's just go over slip-ons, and I mean primarily just something you can do yourself. Very simple. Choose what you like to look at. If you heard something before and you like the way something sounds, go for it. Now, if you like the way something looks but don't like the way it sounds and you decide you want to get it, if you want it louder, you can also take the baffle out. So I'm going to show you what I'm running now. You guys have asked me over and over again why I have changed the exhaust, and this is the video that I'm going to tell you. Now, don't take this as I need to go out and buy that new exhaust, so I need to buy what Mac has, because I'm just kind of like experimenting out here, guys. I really don't know what the best is. A lot of the times you have a setup that requires a certain type of pipe because research and design has been done with that engine setup to such and such exhaust. And then a lot of times they'll tell you, we've had the best results using this. Guys, you gotta remember like this. Slip-ons is one direction, 2 into 2s or 2 into 1s is a whole nother direction. And then something that just looks good and looks loud is a whole nother direction. A lot of the times guys run the shorty pipes, especially if you have like an air ride suspension. 9 times out of 10, you can't lower that thing all the way down to the ground with a full system exhaust. Sometimes it will pinch the pipe. You don't want to do that. So a lot of guys run just a single-sided, something that kind of sticks off the side. Let's go with a full exhaust. There's a couple I have in mind, and I'm going to tell you about them. They're in no particular order, and I have not seen all the research on all these pipes, but I will tell you I've owned 2 of the ones that I'm going to mention. Chromeworks, good exhaust. Thunderheader, good exhaust. D&D, good exhaust. And Burns, supposed to be a good exhaust as well. And honorable mention, I'm sorry guys, my guys out in Cali, this is for you. If you guys decide to run a Bassani pipe, a lot of the guys out in Cali run the Bassani pipes. I don't really know how good they are, but I do know they make a decent quality exhaust system. So that's for all the guys who want to put some performance into their bike and have that ferocious sound. Those exhausts right there, I have heard, and I can tell you that they all sound pretty damn good. They're all gonna make you some good power. Depending on your setup is what comes next. So guys, if you have a bigger motor setup, something bigger than just your stage 1 or your stage 2, all those exhausts I named will work, will get you some extra horsepower. So if you feel like you have to run a exhaust that the tuner recommends or your builder recommends, make sure you hear it first and it's something that you like. There's nothing worse than starting a bike up and you really don't like the note, and especially when it's at full song. When I say full song, that means we're out on a highway and we're at around 3,000 RPMs. That's when that exhaust is probably going to be at its loudest, 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. Just something to think about. Remember guys, if you're on the highway, sometimes you're next to a wall. That sound will double. And we'll leave it at that. But now, let me get off this stool. I'm gonna show you what I got, and I'm gonna show you the pipes that I ran as well. Vance and Hines on the right, and we have the D&D on the left. Now, I know it's kind of hard to imagine these on the bike, but guys, they're not on the bike. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'll tell you each reason why I went with either one of these pipes. Guys, as you can see, this is the Vance and Hines. I do not remember the name of it, but it is, I'm gonna say it's a 4.5-inch mouth on the can. This on the left-hand side is the D&D exhaust. Now that is the dummy pipe. The rest of the exhaust has been sold. Guys, I know you guys want to ask if I sold my parts. No, a lot of them I did. The slip-ons I still do have, just in case anybody wants them, sell them from little to nothing. Now, I got the tape measure out. I know you guys can see the difference in the two. Let me back up a little bit. Now, maybe you can see the difference in the size of the two. Of course, the one on the right is a little bit bigger than the one on the left. Now, I'm guessing, I remember the Vance and Hines slip-on was 4.5, and the D&D should be around 4 inches. So let's see. And, yep, 4.5. Let's try and get in here, get him out of the way. And we're at 4, at the biggest part of the exhaust. D made pretty good power. Even my stage 2 setup, it was perfect for it. It didn't need anything more. And then when I went with a little bit bigger setup, it did just fine. It was just such a beautifully made and crafted pipe, and it sounded damn good. But then I had to go over to the old Thunder. Okay, let me back you guys up. Bike is cold. Let you see that. Touching everything. Bike is extremely cold. So when we do this startup, it's gonna be loud. It's gonna kick all over the place, and it's gonna be jumping on this kickstand. It makes me nervous. It does. But here we go. We're gonna go for it. Let's go down low real quick. The Thunder is loud. Guys, I don't know how loud you're trying to get, but if you want something loud, this will damn sure wake up the neighbors. It comes into a small collector or just a small mouth in the back. Guys, I know you want to know how big that mouth is. Hold on, I got you. Tape measures in hand. Tape measure, and I'm guessing it's probably 3.5 to 3. It's very small. It looks like the factory, and I think that might be a reason why they did it. Yeah, look at that, 3. Let me get down here so I don't think I'm cheating. 3. Oh, we stuck, baby. We stuck. Ugh. Yeah, but that's a 3-inch wide exhaust, which is very small. Kind of takes away from the saddlebags, guys. So if you have the stock standard bags, the ones that are not stretched, this would look a lot better for you. And you guys know me, I might be doing that soon, but you never know. Listen, this exhaust gets a lot of air out. So did the D&D. They're very close. So if you have one over the other, I can't tell you which one to go with, but I will tell you the Thunder is louder, by far louder. We went over the intake, right? The air breather. Remember, more air in, the more you have to let out. So if you guys just decide to go and get yourself a big air breather like that, you do kind of need a full system exhaust to get that air out of that bike. That's what makes horsepower. Guys, when you run a full exhaust, right? Sometimes you might have two expensive exhausts, but one might have more peak horsepower, one might have more mid-range. It's one or the other. Maybe sometimes you need something with more bottom end, so you kind of get away from the shorter exhaust. You want to run something long so you can get mid-range and top end and have that bottom end torque to get you out there. Guys, I appreciate you for joining. You got any more questions, you hit me in the comment section or the Real Official Mac on Instagram. Look at that thing right there. Don't forget, I'll be in Daytona both weekends. And this weekend, February 18th. February 18th, I'm in Palm Bay. I will be running my bike. Myself, me piloting that thing right there. Guys, I hope I can get you guys a good video. But if I can't, maybe I can get you to add some clips or something like that. But until next time, guys, peace.